Hello students, welcome back to AriserTalent. I'm your maths teacher Arpita Sharma. Student, what we are studying coordinate geometry, and we have covered what part? The theoretical part. Most of the theoretical part we have covered. Now time to do some questions, some exercise on all theory we have understood till now. Let me brief you about this thing. Coordinate geometry, I have explained you about the coordinate geometry. Alright, and I've told you about these two axes, x-axis and y-axis, right? And we had points like in this part, in this part, in this part, in this part. That means the four part. Now, what these four parts are called? Quadrant. Okay, so we have covered the first, second, third and fourth quadrant. Alright, okay. After covering this quadrant, before that we also specified that this particular point where x-axis and y-axis crosses, this is known as the origin. Okay, we denoted it by O, and the coordinates of this is 0, 0. Now, we used to write in this format. Here we used to write abscissa, that is the coordinate of or the location at x-axis of the point, and the ordinate here after comma, that means the position of point on the axis y. Okay, so this we all completed. Now, as I was telling you, now this is time to do some questions, some good questions on that. Okay. From the very first thing, from the very first theory we have covered, we are going to have some questions on that, right? So, how will you describe the position of a table lamp on your study table to another person? Now, you are studying on your table chair, okay, like you are sitting on the table, in the chair, sorry, and you are having your table, and other than books and your mobile and something else on that particular table, you're having a lamp also there, right? So let it be in this way that maybe this is your table. Okay, so this is your table. Okay, so it's having legs also. So these are the legs of the table. And you have to say that, wow, I'm drawing so very beautifully, right? Okay, I'm taking your compliment even though you're not giving it to me. So it's the table, and I'm having, you are having a lamp here, like this side. So how you put it on there? You measured, because you are having that scale with you. So you measured from your scale. So that was your scale, and here something like 10 centimeters. Something from 10 centimeters, and from here you had let's say 15 centimeter. Okay, so let's say 15 centimeter is here. Okay, so here at that particular point where these two measurements were crossing, you put your lamp. Okay, and it's lightning. So now it's your lamp here, and how you put it? You first went to 10 centimeters and then went to 15 centimeters to put your lamp. Now how will you write it? You will write it like 10, 15, because here is no any axis. Okay, here is only giving how you put it there. So how will you explain me? So you'll be telling me, madam, 10 centimeter from one edge and 15 centimeter of second edge. And now maybe this position of this particular table is like that only, and you have measured 15 first and then 10. Then how will you tell me that ma'am 15 centimeter and then 10 centimeter? So that will be your position of lamp. So that's how you will describe me. That we are talking in general, where we don't know what is the x-axis and y-axis, but we have to just only tell to another person about this position of lamp on this study table. Okay, right. Note it. Okay. Okay. Bye bye to a beautiful table. Now students, come to the next question. Okay, big question, big answers. Let's see, what's it? Street plan. You have to draw a street plan. A city has two main roads. Two main roads. In your city, which city are you in? In which city you are having your lectures going on? Tell me. Now, a city has two main roads which cross each other at the center of the city. Right? Two main roads. Now, how will two main roads will cross each other? Most of the time they cross like this. Like this particular road is going somewhere, and there is a cross here, and here will be having some, rotary, that means circle. Okay. In Hindi you call it choraha, right? Okay. So that's something how your road will look like. So these are the two roads. Okay. Now, it is specifying these two roads are along the north-south direction and east-west direction. So first you can picture it now, but I will tell you according to question. What the question is saying to you guys is that it's having this is north, south and east, west direction. So help me with the directions. Okay. So, how will I put it the directions here? Like east, this is east, west is this, north is this, and the downwards is south. Okay, this is how we used to do it. Now, it's saying that first is the north-south direction and the second one is east-west direction, the road. So, first road is what? North-south. This is the first road, road number 1. Okay, and the second one is east-west. So, that means that is road number 2. So, I am having road number 1, road number 2. Let's say what it's telling. All the other streets of the city run parallel to these roads. Parallel, that means, you know the parallel means. Okay, so we will have to draw some parallel streets, right? And are 200 meter apart. How many meters they are having? The distance 200 meter apart. There are 5 streets in each direction using 1 centimeter equals to 200 meter. Scale is given now. Using 1 centimeter to 200 meter, draw a model of the city on your notebook. Represent the roads, streets by single line. Now, we don't have to draw it like I draw like this. It's saying that only you have to represent the roads and streets by a single line. This is the single line. Okay, so you have to use this kind of line, not this kind of diagram. Okay, now it's giving us something. It's giving us a scale. Now, what is our scale? Scale is, what is the scale? Scale is 1 centimeter equals to 200 meter. We have to assume it, right? Okay. Now it's saying all the other streets of the city are parallel to these roads. So these roads we are having, and we have to draw the parallels of it. There are 5 streets in each direction. There are 5 streets in each direction using 1 centimeter equals to 200 meters. Draw a model of the city on your notebook. Represent the road or street by a single line. That means what you have to do, draw a line, right? Now, after drawing the line, what you have to do is have your scale with you and draw point this first point at 1 centimeter distance. The second one as 2 centimeter distance from the origin. Third is 3 centimeter. Fourth is 4 centimeter. And then this is 5 centimeter. And this is 6 centimeter. Right? So draw this like this. And now draw parallel lines. Now drawing parallel lines will also needing a scale with you. So drawing a parallel line, how? You have to draw parallel line to this north-south direction, and similarly you have to draw parallel lines to east-west direction. Now when you have to draw the parallel line to south-north direction, because south-north direction and east-west direction are perpendicular to each other. So in order to draw a parallel line to north-south, what you have to do? Just draw perpendicular to east-west direction. So okay, draw this first perpendicular to this one point. Okay. Similarly on the second two, right, and the third two, and the fourth two, and then after that go with fifth. Now look here, it's saying that only 5 streets. 5 streets it's talking about. 5 streets, that means 5 streets, that's it. You don't need to draw the 6th one. Right. Similarly, we are having scales like, again, because I am giving 200 meter they are apart, each and every particular street is 200 meter apart. So I am drawing these lines on 1 centimeter, because 1 centimeter is given equals to 200 meters. Now same I will do this this side. The first one is here. You have to measure it with your scale and then you have to draw it, right? And the fifth one is here. So what will I do? I will draw the parallel lines to this east-west direction, and in order to do so, I have to draw perpendicular to this north-south direction with this point 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So this is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. And this is the fifth one. So that is how the city plan you can say, and you can cut it short because we are using this cotton totally. So that will be what? East, west and north, south. Okay. So this will be your answer. Note it. And we'll move toward the next question. Okay. Right, there are many cross streets in your model. Now, this is another part of this question, right? There are many cross streets in your model. A particular cross street is made by 2 streets, one running in the north-south direction and another in the east-west direction. Each cross street is referred to in the following manner if the second street running in the north-south. Now, second street running in the north-south direction is talking about, and fifth in the east-west direction meet at the some crossing. Okay. Then we will call this cross street 2, 5. And what is trying to say? That second street running in the north-south direction. Now, north-south direction is this. So, north-south direction having the street number 2. So, first and second street. So, this is street. So, it's talking about this particular line. And it's again saying and the fifth in the east-west direction meet. So, fifth in the east-west. Now, east-west direction is this. So, all the streets will be going like this way. Okay. And it's talking about the fifth. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, it's talking about this particular street. So, the crossing point of these 2 streets will be what? Surely 2, 5. 2, 5 it is. This point will be 2, 5. And it's mentioning here also that we call this cross street as 2, 5. Okay. Using the convention, find how many cross streets can be referred to as 4, 3. What is 4, 3? Right. And the second one is how many cross streets can be referred to as 3, 4. Okay, so first it's talking about 4, 3 and second it's talking about 3, 4. And if I go for this first 4, 3. Now what is 4, 3 here? Because it's referring, this question is referring that you have to write first what? In the north-south direction, and you have to write the comma. After the comma you have to write that is the first thing will be what, and the second thing, it's telling us that the first will be north-south direction, okay, and the second will be east-west direction. Now if I'll go with this, if 4, 3, what does that means? 4, 3, how will I find them? 4, so 4 is of north-south direction. Now north-south direction is this, okay, so parallel to this I am having these streets. So fourth number streets, first, second, third and fourth. So fourth number street is this. Now it's telling me to find out the third here, east-west. Now east-west is this, parallel to this, these are the streets parallel to this, and I am having the 3 number here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this. Now if I'll cross these 2 points, right, this and this, I'm having only 1 point common here, this, no other than that. That means that is unique, okay, that is 4, 3 and it's unique. Now look at about, there is no other way for this. Now look at for 3, 4, right, for 3, 4. So 3 on the north-south direction. So north-south direction is this, so parallel to this, first, second and third, right. So third will be this line, okay. Then now I'll be talking about the east-west direction. East-west direction is this direction. So parallel to this direction are these. Now it is saying the fourth one, the first, second, third, fourth. So fourth one is this. Now I'll be having this line, okay. Now this street and this street will meet this point, and that will be the point calling as 3, 4. Now there is no other any point that we can find out, because these 2 lines are crossing at that particular point only. There is nothing other than this, any kind of point here. So that means what? The simple is this what? Unique. That means only one. Okay, here it is again, unique, that means only one. And you can give points also here, P and Q. Now this P is what? 4, 3 and this Q is what? 3, 4. Okay, so this is your Q and this is your P, right. So this is your solution for particular this question. Note this, students, okay. So this is a language question. This looks like a big one, like this is very big question, so that would be very difficult to find out, but actually it's very easy. So what you have to do is just go to the language and find out. Next, here we are having the write the answer of each of the following questions. What we have to do? We have to just know the question and have the answer, and you will be telling me all these answers because we have covered all these questions in our theory part. Let's see what is the first number question. What is the name of the horizontal and the vertical lines? This is very so simple. Okay, horizontal and the vertical lines drawn to determine the position of any point in the Cartesian plane. What I have told you that we are having this Cartesian plane, okay. We have these 2 horizontal and vertical lines, and they are meeting, they are crossing each other and 0, 0. Now I have told you this is what we call this axis, the horizontal one. We know this is horizontal. Horizontal one will be called as x-axis, right? And this vertical one will be known as the y-axis. So, and the answers are very, very simple. So, here it is, x-axis and y-axis. Now don't be very confused. This is for horizontal one and this is for vertical one. Okay. And the plane is Cartesian plane. Okay. Now the next one. What is the name for each of the part of the plane formed by these two lines? When I'll say this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. Now this is the plane forming this complete plane which is forming, which is what? A Cartesian plane, and it is divided into four halves. Not four halves, four quadrants, right? So quadrant is the name, right? So what we call this part? First quadrant, this part, second quadrant, this part, third quadrant, and this part as fourth quadrant. What will we know as? What will we have that as an answer? Quadrant. Quadrants, right? So quadrant is our answer. Done with this question? Okay. Now the next one, write the name of the point where these two lines intersect. Now again, I've told you in the very first lecture, not in the first lecture, but in the second lecture, and in this very lecture, in the first 2-3 minutes, I've covered this, that this point 0, 0 is what? This point 0, 0 is your origin, and you denote it with O. And what are the coordinates? 0, 0. 0 is abscissa, and the again 0 after comma is your ordinate. Okay, so 0, 0 here, that will be known as what? Origin. So this will be your answer. Clear? Was easy? Okay. Okay, now the next question. What is next question? See figure and write the following: the coordinates of B, the coordinates of C, the points identified by this and that and that, and where is our figure? The figure is here because we have to make it right like this, and this is the figure. So, okay, so we will talk one by one about this, right students? We are given with the figure and we have some parts to solve. The first part here, the second part here, and the third part here. Okay, so what we'll find out? The coordinates of B. The coordinates of B. This is the first one, right? The second one is the coordinates of C. Now you know how to find out the coordinates of a given point. Okay, I have told you both the things, find out the coordinates of given point and plotting a point with the given points, right? Okay, the point identified by the coordinates comma 3, -3, -5. We have to locate this point also. Okay, and then the fourth one, the point identified by the coordinates 2, -4. Okay, so till fourth we are doing this, right? Okay. Here's our diagram, right? So first thing comes first, we have to write the coordinates of B. Now B point, find out the point B. Here I have got that point B, right? Now this point B is having the ordinate abscissa. So first we will talk about abscissa. Abscissa is what? In this x-axis. In this x-axis, this point lies on -5. So -5 is what? Abscissa. So can I write the same as -5? Now comma. Now the ordinate. Now ordinate, this will lie on y-axis on the point number, on the location 2. So that will be -5 and 2. So B is -5 and 2. Sure? Okay. So we can write it here. B is -5, 2, and this is our answer first. Okay, the coordinate of C. Now find out first the C. Here it's the C, right? Now C is having a abscissa. Abscissa is on x-axis. So we'll have this line at 5. So this is 5 as abscissa and -5. -5 is what? Ordinate. So 5, -5 it is, right? So C is 5, -5. Now It's telling us to locate minus 3 and 5. Which point is minus 3 and 5? Okay, so have a look, minus 3 and 5 and 2 comma minus 4. So minus 3 is abscissa, so start searching for it on the x-axis. So minus 3. So this is minus 3. Okay, so this line will be minus 3. Now it is saying 5 on y. So here it is minus 3 and 5, positive 5. Okay, right, it is minus 3 and 5. That is minus 5. Correct it, students. In the question, this is minus 3 comma minus 5. Correct it, right? So minus 3 here and minus 3 on the ordinate. That will be giving you point number E. Point number E. So point E. Here, this is your point E. So point E will be your answer. Now we are talking about 2 and minus 4. So 2 on the x-axis, the abscissa. So 2 is here. So this is 2. Now minus 4 is talking about minus 4 on y-axis, the ordinate. So this is here, right? So when will cross, they will cross each other on the point G. So this is point G. So can I write it here? This is point E, location of point E. This is, now this is point Z. This is the position of point G on the graph, right? So first, second, third, fourth has been covered. Now you can completely copy this particular thing. Then we'll move towards the fifth number part and sixth number part and so on. Okay, copied, right? Now, the next question, next part of this question is what? The 6th, 7th and 8th. Now, 6th. Now, the 6th one is what? Then 7th and then the 8th. Okay, the 6th one, the ordinate of point H. Ordinate of point H. These are very small conceptual questions. If you are clear with your theory, then you can easily do it in minutes, not in minutes, even seconds, right? So the 6th one is done. Now the 7th one, the coordinates of the point L. The coordinates of what, student? Point L. Be with me, right? I've told you don't to, bend your this thing. Be straight and with your copy pen. Okay. Now, this number 8. This is the coordinate of point M. The coordinate of point M. Okay. Now, again with the diagram, this figure is telling us the ordinate of point H. H is here. Now ordinate, how will you write the ordinate? Ordinate is simply the location of the point on the y-axis. Now this is here and the y-axis is here, minus 3. So simply it's having its ordinate as minus 3. So simply we'll write minus 3 as an answer. Ordinate of H equals to minus 3. Okay, now the coordinate, it's talking about ordinate only. That means the y-axis location. Now it's talking about the coordinates. Coordinates mean both axes are on the ordinate of point E. So point E is where? Find out it. It's here. So if I talk about this point E, the abscissa is what? On the x-axis it's getting minus 5 and the ordinate is having minus 5. So minus 3 minus 5 it is, right? Minus 3 minus 5 it is. So I'll be writing it here as E minus 3 comma minus 5, and that will be my answer. Right, the coordinate of point M. Now we have to talk about the point M. Point M. Look at it here, this point. Now you will be confused, a little bit confused that madam, it's having this point. Y-axis, what it's having? In x-axis it's minus 3. But on y-axis what's having? On y-axis it's having a 0. On x-axis it's having minus 3. So these 2 points will make this M. So the coordinates of this point are what? Minus 3 on x-axis and 0 on y-axis. Any point on the x-axis will have as ordinate at 0. Any point on the y-axis will have its abscissa as 0. I'll make you caught this thing, okay? Take it in your theory part, right? So the coordinate of point M, these are, M is minus 3 comma 0, and it's your answer. Note it. Okay, noted. And now we have got a point to remember here. So let me tell you that point to remember first. Right. So this is x-axis and y-axis. Right. Okay. X dash O X Y O Y dash. Right. Now your point to remember is first write down that points with me. Okay. Any point on x-axis, any point on x-axis will have its ordinate as 0, or in language you can also say 0. The point number 2 is any point on y-axis will have its abscissa as 0. Okay, that means if I am having here point A, okay, here I am having point D, here I am having any point C, here I am having any point B. Now I will have some value of abscissa here, but the ordinate will always be 0. Here I will be having value of abscissa, some abscissa here in minus, but the ordinate will always be 0. Here on the y-axis I am having any point, but I am having some value of y, right? So that will be some value of ordinate, but the abscissa will always be 0. Similarly, here also, even on the negative axis, the negative part of this axis, I am having this some value of the ordinate, but the abscissa will always be 0. Now this is my point. Now this will be O, and that will be 0, 0. Why? Because this point is the meeting point of x-axis and y-axis, and here my scale will start. X is having 0, y-axis is having 0 here, so that is 0, 0. Okay, note this. right? So students, with this note, I am just closing today's session. In next session, I am having some more questions for you. So we'll be doing these questions together. Till then, what you have to do is study hard, and I tell you every day to enjoy your life. Bye-bye.